V6.8 week 2. The bait banner for this weekend's Abyss. True. Alright, banner review week 2. This is kind of bait, but also... this is kind of bait. So, nothing has changed for expansion. Focus A is still the same. Refer back to last week's video if you need it. ADV supply for Dolphins and up. Or if you're an Impulse new player. Or maybe you're Xeno on NA and you're, going for the triple S. This banner's for you. Spend within your means. Don't go into debt over gacha unless you've taken that calculated risk and you feel like you can earn it back through content creation or something. That said, ADV banner I don't recommend for new players. Getting the battle suit this way is generally expensive. But alternatively, if you do try to get the character card and you go to 100, then you can say, oh, instantly double S. But generally speaking, this is more so for players who already own a blade Equinox. Outfit supply. First pull is free. Good luck for captains that are rolling on this. Ooh, option box. This is one of the better ones for the free. And don't forget that Cerulean Court is getting a rerun. Phoenix and Shadow Knight are technically farmable. Argent Knight, you could argue, is Witch Orb, Gold Witch Orb farmable, but still harder to farm Argent Knight stuff than the other two. So keep that in mind. I feel like Rezos you could probably skip unless you're an absolute new player. Outfit coupons is actually kind of nice because, this is, you could theoretically obtain outfit coupons in a semi free to play. Willpowers and legacies are good because you'll need them for Siren next patch. This hasn't really changed from last week's review. So the biggest thing is, are you going to fall for the bait, which is, Equinox and Focus B. Focus B. Let's take a look. Oh, wow, look at that. Old metal weapons. Who would have guessed? New Wave Shadow. That belongs in a museum. Crusher Bunny 19C. It's old enough to be craftable, but they still won't add it to Foundry. Elysian Astra for the cross. This one is still... It's kind of old at this point, but it's still one of the better crosses. It's the last cross that they released, but even then, it is exactly like a year old, right? This time last year was Griseo. Starting to get old. Griseo slowly being phased out in certain fights. Final Form Destiny would be good if you skipped Hersher of Rebirth. The old setup was you would run Griseo with HOS with Equinox. Final Form Destiny was specifically so that Equinox could do the one shot against bleeding targets. But if you've moved into using Rebirth, you're not going to need Final Form Destiny. So it's like, it's nice to have one in your inventory, but if you missed out on getting Final Form Destiny for free, it's tough. Hey, Dark Souls, we're going through a real quick rundown on the Focus B for this week. Midnight Eclipse is the uprate, one of the better lances. Funny enough, though, in Memorial Arena this week, the high-end runs are using Abyss Flower for the ult cooldown reduction. And then Obscuring Wing for Raven. It's nice to have one, but not really priority anymore. I wouldn't salvage it or convert it if I got one, though. I'd probably just hang on to it. Bianca Theater, great physical set. It's like a G3.5, G4-ish, G3.9-ish. Shakespeare Adrift, great for Dea Ancora. So, like, if you're a Durandal super fan, hang on to it if you get any copies. There used to be, like, some funny Trick Tech strats in Double S Memorial Arena using the 2 set. Don't see it that often. But it's just something that's nice to hang on to. Yeah, I wanted to make sure you didn't miss the VODs on YouTube for the gacha polls. And when we get around to cutting the fights from the last Sunday and last Tuesday night / Wednesday morning, I'll send you the link for those too. Where were we? Elysia. G4 craftable. It's one of those, like, if you get it from off rates, it speeds up your farming time. You eventually want at least one set if you're a progression account. If you're an endgame account, chances are you already have like 1.5 of these from one source or another. So, Focus B is mostly for people in the progression account state, right? And so, like, in that regard, Paganini and Bastet, way better than what older Focus Bs were offering. Do I recommend this banner? For progression accounts, there's a decent argument to be made where, like, anything from this banner is generally going to be better than nothing because you can always use it as a placeholder for that specific element. But do I think you should spend your hard-earned crystals on this banner? No. If I were in a progression account, my priority would be to save for potentially getting the weapon next patch, but mainly I would be saving for 7.0 at this point if you didn't already set yourself as a goal getting the outfits from this patch, or any type of other, like, frivolous, maybe you were waiting for a particular battlesuit rerun type of thing. So, what are the situations that I would recommend this? Maybe you're a new player, but you have whale power, you have credit card power, you have spending power, and you're trying to catch up as fast as possible. Okay, well, if you can afford it, you can brute force this banner and collect all the important things, probably. Do I recommend anybody ever rolling on these banners for off rates? Heck no. Get your up rate and get out of there. Same thing. If you're a new account, like, and you're just trying to catch up, okay, then I could see, like, then I could say maybe if you have the spending power, you can brute force this banner and get S2 to double S, and it'll feel cool or whatever, But normally, do I recommend average players pulling on ADV? No. Equinox is already a 1.5 years old. Pretty soon, they'll probably be introducing her stamps in Elysian Realm and Battle Pass and all that. So if you're a lower spender, I would just be patient and wait. Okay. That pretty much wraps up banner review. As far as the new rotation for this week, basically, if you're free to play low budget, I would just kind of skip. I would play triple support in physical with, like, Griseo and Prometheus or something on imaginary weather, or Eden or whatever. Basically, I would just tough it out with the free to play units. And save your crystals for the new stuff. One of the things we always repeat is don't pull backwards. Pull for new stuff. Unless you have the spending power to brute force these old banners. All right, that's it for banner review. Easy. Good luck, captains. How did Rebirth feel? I had a lot of fun